Okay, so just have a very quick, very brief movie review and or I guess recommendation for you. The name of the movie is Senna, S-E-N-N-A. It's about I guess a famous kind of national hero, Brazilian Formula One racer. On Netflix right now. I think it's kind of one of the featured videos. It was recommended to me or something like that. Under the recommended you category if you hop on your Xbox and look at Netflix or whatever. Almost wouldn't have watched it. A friend of mine who's actually from Brazil actually recommended the movie. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have watched it. I'm not really into Formula One. I guess the stories from back in the 80s. Just the subject matter of it didn't really appeal to me. But I sat down, tried to watch it, and man, you really got into the story. Formula One's like a pretty exciting. Even though it's like from the video and things like that, and the story is from the 80s when camera footage wasn't quite as cool. Obviously, Formula One, I'll have to check it out in high def now that we got high def TVs and all the technology and sound quality and stuff we have to do now, because I think it would be amazing. But it's definitely more exciting than like NASCAR racing. They're actually kind of going down like real streets in Europe or something like that. It looks like they like shut down the streets and turn everything into a track, and I mean, it's amazing, just turn, but these guys are just flying at, probably over 100, if not a couple hundred miles an hour. And it's amazing that they even have time to make the turns. I think in one thing the guy said he's like basically not even conscious during it. He just kind of zones out and just kind of flies through the course or whatever. But yeah, definitely an interesting story. I mean, action from that perspective. A lot of drama, definitely just a good story. I mean, some of the things that happened to this guy, he's kind of very humble, but at the same time, you can tell he's a little bit cocky inside too. He's also, kind of always constantly pushing himself. So, like, he as well as other people interviewed in the video talk about how he basically has a pedal to the metal the whole time, flying around corners, whereas other people would kind of play it safe. And when you watch him race, it does the entire time. It looks like he's about to lose control of the car. He takes a turn going way faster than the car can handle, way faster than is suitable for the track, and you expect him to just fly into a wall, and somehow his car, just always kind of grips a little bit at the last minute and makes every corner. But always pushing himself, never will, let up basically. And there were, I think, there was one time during the video when he basically was had a giant lead, was about to win a race. But instead of kind of playing it safe and driving to maintain the win, he wound up still flying around corners, wound up crashing into a wall and losing a race that was easily his. Kind of like that whole Tin Cup thing. I don't know if you guys remember that Kevin Costner movie Tin Cup, where he could have just laid up a shot and gone for it, but it was just kind of in him to he had to try to do his best all the time, and even if it were not really a tactically smart decision, and winds up hitting like 6 balls in the water or something like that. Kind of same thing with this story. I'll be honest, I actually didn't even see the whole thing. My laptop overheated and cut out about 40 minutes into it. I think I'm going to finish watching the rest of it this morning. There was another kind of exciting part. Basically, he had a French partner who I guess used to be his rival. They wound up joining the same racing team. Didn't really like each other, started fighting and stuff. And I guess going into the last race of the season, that was basically going to determine who won the cup or won the whole year-long championship. And all Senna had to do was finish the race. Didn't even have to be in first place. His partner basically, from what it looked like, intentionally crashed into him to take him out of the race. Senna actually, his car wasn't damaged bad enough that he had to come out of the race. He actually went down some kind of like frontage road and got back on and started racing. He was in like 14th place, wound up having an amazing comeback, coming back and winning the entire race. And at the end they fucked him. The racing commissioner happened to be a French guy, and obviously his partner driver was French as well, and they basically totally fucked him out of the win. Came up with some like nonsense reason about you're not allowed to use the frontage roads, even though, or I guess an escape road, even though that's what the purpose of those escape roads are. And they wound up not only taking the title from him, but also somehow they wind up suspending him for 6 months, or suspending his racing license for 6 months, when the other guy was clearly the one who caused the accident. But that's about as far as I saw it, and my computer cut off. It when it overheats, it takes quite a while to cool back down, so I was kind of disappointed I wasn't going to be able to watch the rest of the movie, but yeah, about to tune in and watch the rest of it here shortly. Yeah, definitely recommend you guys checking it out. Even if you don't think you're into racing or don't think you're into documentaries, it's a pretty good movie to watch. So check it out.